Hi, lots of news articles are saying Gmail is training AI on your mails, and the discussion basically started from this single post on Twitter. The thing is, it looks like this is a false alarm. The scope of this video is going to be about what we can see and what makes sense. I don't think the arguments like we can never trust Google, or they can be lying in the terms of services, or this can be a big hoax about governments, or arguments like these doesn't really contribute to the topic. So that's another discussion, and I'm going to leave these out for this video. So let's continue with assuming laws can be enforced on these companies, and these companies having neutral intentions with profits in mind, not evil intentions. So I don't want to defend the company because I don't really care what a trillion-dollar company does, but I would like to focus on the truth on this video. So let's focus on the news and let's try to make sense of it. Even if you are skeptical about Google, there's not that much of an incentive for them to train AI on your personal emails. What would make sense is for them to show you personalized ads depending on your personalized conversations. Training AI is a whole nother subject. So if you go back to 2017, Google was showing targeted ads depending on your emails. And after a public backlash, they decided not to continue that, and it is still in their privacy policy that they are not showing you any ads based on your content in Gmail or Drive or Photos. But your data from any other Google product can be used to target you for ads, including YouTube, of course. You are now watching this with a Google account. You can see a VPN ads just after this YouTube video, I guess, because it's about privacy. But let's go back to the news. Original post suggests that the smart features are enabled in their Gmail account, and it basically says that you can see your events in your calendar, you can see restaurant reservations in Maps, and if you are using Gemini, it can answer you with your information from Gmail or any other places. This doesn't mean Gemini is trained on your emails. There's probably a backend API that it can just fetch your emails if you want to. And smart features is not a new feature, it is a very old feature. I remember a flight reservation popping up in my calendar like 5 years ago. The feature is probably even older than that. Some people are expressing their feelings about this feature being turned on by default. They say it should be turned off by default and it should be asked to the user if they want this extra processing about their emails. But as far as I can tell, this is just the basic processing. It is not for ads, not for AI training. It is basically a feature like setting an alarm. Some people stated that they turned off this feature, but it turned on again on its own. I can see that being problematic. That shouldn't happen, Google, please. But at the end of the day, they have all the world, all the internet to train AI on. And Google is like the internet itself. It can crawl everywhere and show you every website. It even catches websites, so you can just see a cached version. It checks for news, trends, changes in websites. There's a whole thing happening, and it is mostly for targeting ads to you. But another benefit is knowing internet this well, you can train your AI on it. So I would say it was probably easier than making ChatGPT to make Gemini. And AI training is better if the content is accurate. So getting content from books, which I'm sure Google has lots of foundations to preserve books and everything, and getting content from all of the public pages in the internet, I'm sure they got in trouble for some of them because you shouldn't just scrape the internet. But there are blurry lines about that. I talked about this already. I don't like AIs being trained on stolen data or stolen content from authors, publishers, creators, anyone. It is sad that we cannot protect our own content right now. Even your comments under this YouTube video, probably some AI is training on your comments right now. But let's go back a step. It doesn't make sense to get into this privacy nightmare and lie to your users and lie to the governments because your email contents are your personal information. Using that information and not telling you would be illegal. And it doesn't say that they are training AI on your information anywhere, not in their privacy policy, not in the terms of service. So when you have all of the internet to scrape from and train AI from, why go after the emails of people? It doesn't make sense to get into the personal stuff. That is why I opened up the ads topic in this video. Only way to monetize free things is ads or selling information for probably even more ads. Training on personal content wouldn't matter about how the AI is going to turn out. So it is okay to be skeptical, but there are like better ways to train AIs. It wouldn't worth the hassle. And they also state this in their workspace terms and conditions and privacy policies. We do not use data that you provide us to train our own models without your permission. And Workspace is like a paid tier of Gmail and Drive, and it is mostly for businesses. So you are already paying more to have that secure business environment. I think Gmail being free already have its own upsides for Google. They just have the biggest user base already in the Google ecosystem. Like having a free Gmail account invites people to have a Google account and all the other features. You already have other ads in Gmail. It just shows that you have a new email and it says ads besides it. So they already have ways to monetize it being free. Also, Gmail invites you to have a bigger Google Drive account. Like when you are sending a big file, it uploads it to Drive and it says your drive is full. And you can get a professional professional email with Workspace, of course. So they are already selling lots of stuff with it. And when you think about it, Apple has their iCloud. It's the same thing. Having an iCloud mail is just free. You are also getting into the Apple ecosystem, and you can have a paid tier of storage in iCloud. So it still works out well for them. And Google said they did not change any settings. Smart features have existed for years, and they do not train Gemini on your email contents. So at the end of the day, we are in the digital age now. One way or another, we are using digital products. If you want to use the internet, you have to choose a path to how to use it. I think the best option is to choose what you want. Choose what works well for you. There's things that make sense to be skeptical or to fear, and some other things don't even make sense in the business perspective. They don't even generate money or anything, and it just generates more headaches for the businesses. So we should look for more privacy. But when someone states something and it just doesn't make sense and it doesn't have any evidence, I think we should just choose our fights here. I think what a more concerning thing is what is being already done in broad daylight. If you talk to any AI chatbot, it can be Gemini, it can be ChatGPT, it can train on your responses, and these AIs are looking for more ways to generate more money. I think ads in AI chatbots are inevitable, and it would be even more problematic for everyone. And I talked about it in this video. It's a very important topic. Please go ahead and watch it if you want. Other than that, you can be skeptical about Google. I certainly am about different products, not just this particular product. So you can just use another mail service in the meantime. Other than that, I don't think this is a thing to be scared about. Well, what do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please subscribe, and thank you for listening.